presentation has been entirely volunteer-driven in cooperation with NeighborWorks Green Bay and the Green Bay Neighborhood Leadership Council. NeighborWorks Green Bay engages in the community to promote home ownership and provide housing choices. It strengthens neighborhoods and enhances neighborhood character in Green Bay's original neighborhoods. By building a better Green Bay, NeighborWorks Green Bay creates a stronger, more vibrant community for all of Brown County. We appreciate you all coming out tonight. You all should have packets in front of you. There should be as I indicated before, there is a raffle that has the small slip of paper. And there was also a form to fill out before we get started, which I hope you all had a chance to look at. I was also notified that both PowerPoint presentations that will be done this evening will be available. There will be a sign-up sheet going around during the presentation. First things first, we'll start out with Eileen. Eileen Hermes-Gosen has been very kind to join us tonight, and I will let her introduce where she's from and what she does, and go from there. Thanks.
My name is Eileen Hermes-Gosen, as she said. I'm with FISC, Financial Information Service Center. We're a program of Goodwill Industries in north central Wisconsin. So most people think of Goodwill and they think of our stores, and they might be shopping in the stores. But whenever things are donated and the money that's generated in those stores goes to 24 different programs, and FISC is one of them. We wouldn't be able to operate without the support of Goodwill. We're also a member of the National Accreditation on Counseling and Counseling COA, another organization. So we're overseen by a number of national organizations. We're going to talk tonight about, really what you spend and what you save. And Benjamin Franklin here said, always spend less than you make. That's the only way we're going to get ahead. Money Smart Week was in April. It's a week that is dedicated to various financial education programs throughout the nation. We're part of the Chicago-based Money Smart Week, and we had a variety of programs at the library. NeighborWorks did some. There was a tour of affordable homes. So a variety of programs went on. So smart money moves for smart people. So we all make spending choices. We have limited resources. Like we only have so much money. There's only so much money to go around. But we have virtually unlimited spending choices. As the cartoon says, pray tell what lucky creditor gets paid this month. So our circle exercise is really looking at, we have a circle. Where do we spend, what do we spend money on every month? What kind of things?
Groceries.
Gas.
Mortgage. Gas. Utilities. Mortgage. Utilities.
Insurance.
Children.
Children. Oh, yeah. Lots. I missed somebody else's.
Insurance.
Insurance, yep. Other things?
Cars.
Yeah.
Cell phone. Rent.
Rent.
Charities.
Gas. What?
Charities.
Donate.
Fun.
What?
Fun.
Fun. So virtually, we have virtually unlimited things we can spend money on. So life throws us curveballs. It challenges us with unexpected expenses, such as the appliances quit. Anybody have a washer or a dryer breakdown at the worst time because you're in a hurry? Our cars need repairs. Children, somebody got that one, expect extra expenses. There's vision or chiropractic, medical, accidents or significant illnesses. Dental work or braces. Braces, I think someone recently told me it was like $5,000 for braces for a child. And if you have 2 or 3 children, that's a lot of catching. Medical procedures, co-pays, deductibles, and out-of-pocket expenses. The overuse of credit cards, or using them because you can't afford to not use them. Car or homeowners insurance bills, seasonal and occasional expenses. common financial challenges when we're in our 20s or 30s. Student loans, any student loans in here? Yeah. Buying and affording a home. Expenses of children being born. You know, diapers, when I work with someone with diapers and children's expenses, it's like $100 a month. Formula. So childcare can be $300 to $400 a week. That would be a reasonable amount. Usually it's, I'm working with some people with $1,700 to $2,100 a month for childcare. In your 30s and your 40s, we have expenses for our children's camps, activities, travel. Traveling sports have become very popular, and that can be literally hundreds of dollars a month. Saving for college. That nagging thought that I should be saving for retirement. And then the opportunities for family activities and travel. We want to take the kids and show them some of the national parks and do some traveling. When we're in our 40s and 50s, college expenses. The FAFSA says our expected family contribution is how much? Retirement is on your mind, but you really have to start to save more aggressively. Wedding expenses. Anybody have any idea of what the average cost of a wedding is today?
15 grand.
30, 25.
Closer to 30. And that's in our area, not in other parts of the country. Some people might be becoming part of that sandwich generation where you're caring for your children and you're caring for your aging parents. So regardless of where you are in life, we have to find the means to save today for the sake of future benefits. So ask yourself, what's coming up in my life that I want to save money for? Anybody have things they want to save money for?
Yeah.
What?
Bathroom renovation.
Bathroom
renovation.
Okay. What else?
Kids'
Traveling.
college fund.
College.
Retirement.
Retirement, good. So one of the things we recommend is to identify a monthly amount to save for those events. And acknowledging coming events and preparing for them, because that will equal a peace of mind. So planners recommend being a smart user of credit. What is credit?
Trusting others, trusting you with money.
With lending you money, yes. What else?
Paying it back.
Paying it back, yeah. So credit is really borrowing money. We recommend following a written budget. We're going to talk about that. Always spend less than you make and save some. Recognize that we all have choices. So plan to spend your money on what you value the most. One of us might, for some of us it might be, saving money for retirement is more important to me than buying a house. For someone else it's, I want my children to have a wonderful Christmas and I'm going to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on it. Where someone else may say, I want to take the kids to, Grand Canyon or wherever it is, and that's more important to them. And each of us have our own finances and we have our own goals and wants and needs. So you really have to plan to spend your money on what you value the most. One of the vital things is to have an emergency fund. How much do you think we should have in an emergency fund?
8 months.
3 months.
3 months, 8 months?
5 months.
We recommend 3 to 6 months, ideally 6 months. Some people will say 8 or 12 months. And this is of your net income, what you actually bring home. So if you bring home $3,000 a month, we're starting at $9,000 and going up to $18,000. Does that seem doable? And so you have to start small. And when I work with folks doing budgeting and credit counseling, I want them to start with a reasonable amount, and we probably have to work up with that, because most people that come to see me have absolutely no savings. So we're going to set a limit of $400 or $500, depending on what, for someone who's quite low income. And then we'll work up from there. So be smart about using credit, or it can really become a challenge. So using your credit wisely, having 1 to 2 credit cards, and paying your bills on time. Credit cards aren't the only credit that's out there. What else, what other kinds of credit are there? Homes, cars, other kinds of loans, payday loans, ouch. But what's important is, if you took nothing away other than this away tonight, pay your bills in full, on time, all the time. In full, on time, all the time. That's what you're gonna do to improve your credit. Now, it's recommended no one ever needs more than 1 or 2 credit cards. And part of your credit score is based on how much credit is available and how much you're using. So if you have $3,000 of credit available, you should never use more than 1/3. So you should never go over $1,000. If you got $30,000, you never want to go over $10,000. The other side of that is, can you pay it off in full every month? So if I'm using a credit card, can I pay that in full every month? If you can't make twice the minimum payment on your credit card bills, on your debts, you need help, and you really need help looking at where you're at. Attitudes have changed. So 20 years ago, I can afford it. I have cash. Today, I can afford it, the minimum payments. Pawn shops were really places of last resorts, and pawn shops are almost mainstream, and our TV stars are promoting them. Most businesses were reluctant to lend to people with bad credit, and payday loans were almost, unheard of and very rare. And today, businesses target people with lower credit scores. Payday loans are very common and expensive. Anybody have an idea of what the interest rate is?
500%.
500? I had one that was 3,001% for a payday loan.
Annually?
Yes. They took out a 100, that was one of 17 this gentleman had.
Holy.
He had over $35,000 in payday loans and credit card debt.
Is he sleeping under a bridge?
No, he is not. Fortunately, he came to me before, and we were able to work out a combination of different repayment plans to get him beyond that. Credit access was really limited, and today credit is more accessible. It got cut back, and belts were tightened in 2008, 2010, when the economy crashed. But it's becoming more available again and more accessible. Understand where your money's going. If I asked you, how much money did you make last month? And you told me $1,000, could you tell me where every penny of that went? If you got, you asked for $20 cash when you got your groceries, could you figure out where that $20 went 2 days later? Most of us can't. So tracking is really important. And in your packages, I have a tracking sheet that looks like this. And we'll talk more about it later, but this is an example of tracking. But whether you use this or whether you use a notebook, however you do it, some people will create their own Excel spreadsheets and do it out. Tracking is vital to see where are you really spending your money, and most tracking is for face-to-face transactions. Where we go to the grocery store, we go to the movies, we go buy things. So those are going to be things we're going to track. We often spend more than we think. So if you're using a debit card, a credit card, a check, you're likely to spend 15 to 20% more than if you're using cash. Tracking helps us understand what we're really spending and to modify our choices, because when you know where your money is going, you can choose where you want it to go.